Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're with my friend and local Winter Park agent, Naz Kashani. And to provide more value to you guys, I want to expand my market reach here in Colorado. I mean, the channel is titled Living in the Colorado Mountains. My expertise is Summit County, but there are other great investment opportunities, including Winter Park, which we're going to talk about today. So, Naz, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
And one of your lovely new listings here at, what's it called again?
Sunnyside Flats.
Sunnyside Flats, yes. So let's talk directly to the pros and cons of living in Winter Park and what you guys need to know before you make the investment out here. So I've got some notes here, Naz, and then you can kind of just riff about what you think these all mean to you as a Winter Park local. So number one pro, I think, is proximity to Denver. At least for Summit County, we're pretty close, but Winter Park's about the same distance, if not closer. So talk to me about proximity.
Yeah, I think Winter Park Resort is the closest major ski resort to Denver. And now we have the Winter Park Express train. So during the ski season, you can actually hop on the train in Denver and get to Winter Park in 2 hours and not jump on I-70 at all.
That's super nice. So where is this train specific? Is this like downtown Denver for those people that
Yes.
might not know?
So you can get on the train in Union Station, and then even those that are coming into Denver from the International Airport can take the train from the International Airport to Union Station, and then from Union Station over to Winter Park.
And where does it drop you off in Winter Park? This is like right at the ski resort? Is it in town? Like how far?
Yeah, there are a couple options. So you can actually get dropped off directly at the ski resort, or you can go into Winter Park downtown, and the train continues on to downtown Fraser and then all the way to Granby, Colorado. And they've been talking about potentially taking the train all the way to Steamboat Springs. So that would connect us to another major ski resort area.
Oh, cool. So I think one of the great things about being super close to Denver, especially for Summit County, and I imagine it's the same for Winter Park, is that we have a huge buyer pool. So like your investment, at least in my mind, is going to be protected because 5-10 years down the line, this place isn't going to disappear. And when you want to go to sell your property, this is going to look a little bit more favorable because you can just take the train from downtown Denver or just, drive an hour and a half as opposed to driving all the way to Crested Butte or Aspen or Vail or something like that.
Absolutely. We are the only ski resort in North America that's accessible by train. And I think that's going to be a game changer. Right now we have the Winter Park Express, like I mentioned, but starting next year in November, we will have daily train service, which will be huge for the area.
That's 7 days a week?
7 days a week.
Oh, cool. Wow. Okay. All right. So I think you guys kind of get the idea. We are pretty close to Denver and it's great for a long-term investment. So part of why you guys love this channel is that we're super transparent here. We want to talk about the bad as well as the good. So one of the notes I have here for our first con is the winter season. So tell us about the winter season here in Winter Park.
Yeah, so like any other ski town, you're going to have your winter conditions, snow on the ground. You have to be prepared. You have to have a four-wheel drive car, snow tires or all-terrain tires. So you just need to be ready for the winter conditions and know ahead of time that, there's a blizzard or there's not, or, check the CDOT cameras is what I always tell my clients when you're going somewhere, is just make sure the conditions are good, the roads have been plowed, and always make sure you have four-wheel drive.
Yeah, pro tip, check CDOT cameras. It's cotrip.org, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, the app. The app is the best spot to look.
Yep.
You can see exactly what the road looks like at any given time.
Pro tips from a local right there. That's great. And yeah, so how long is the winter season typically in Winter Park?
So it can range between 7 and 8 months. Right now, I think it's a little bit more mild. We're already into November 4th, and we've only had 1 or 2 snowfalls.
Which is unusual for the mountains.
Very unusual. Although the resort did open on Halloween, which is one of the record openings.
Yeah.
So,
it's like gold East Coast powder day.
Yeah, the snowmakers at Winter Park are doing a great job to get it open so early. But yeah, I mean, it's 7 to 8 months. Last year, we were the snowiest resort in Colorado.
Oh,
so we beat Copper Mountain, which I know we're usually neck to neck with. So, yeah, it depends on the year.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously, you're buying in the mountains. Winter is part of the allure to being here, but it does come with its challenges if you're not from here, if you're coming from a place like Florida or Texas and you're not used to driving in the snow and don't have four-wheel drive, it's definitely something that you need to be aware of. So that's great. So let's talk about another pro. I guess the community feel, it seems like, is pretty good in Winter Park.
It's great. So we still have that small town charm and feel and community here in Winter Park and throughout the county, so all of Grand County. I can speak from experience when I moved here and I started to get assimilated into the community. Now being here for 2 years, I pretty much know everyone. You really have that small town feel where you know people by name.
And you have kids also, which like
I do.
a few weeks, probably by the time this comes out, my kid will be here. But I mean, speak to the families who have kids who want to create that legacy out here and bring the kids or the grandchildren. Like, what is that like for them?
It's amazing. That was one of the biggest reasons that we moved out here from the big city. So I lived in Colorado Springs for 6 years, and we were looking for slowed down pace of life, not the hustle and bustle of the city, somewhere where it was safe for the kids to ride their bikes around town, which is what we have here. And lastly, the school here is amazing. 4 days a week. So they don't go to school on Fridays. I think that's plenty for the children. And they do the coolest things in the school. So they do a month of mountain biking in PE. They do a month of learning how to cross-country ski. I mean, things that you wouldn't do in the city. So true mountain kids growing up in the Rocky Mountains out here and getting to do all the outdoor activities that are available.
Yeah, it's funny as we do more research into like daycare and schooling options for kids, as we're inevitably going to have one. There is so much for kids to do, like you said, like either like a 4-day school week or having the ability to go skiing like for half of the school day, which is crazy. Like, I don't know of any place where you guys might live where you can just skip half the school day and go skiing or go mountain biking or. So it seems like having all of that for kids, it's going to be great for families looking to create that.
It is. And on that note about skiing on a, Friday afternoon, here with there not being school on Fridays, the kids actually get to ski for free at Winter Park Resort and at Granby Ranch Ski Resort. So
really?
That's part of their perks for being a student in the county.
Wow. You might have just convinced a lot of people with that one. That's very cool. Let's talk about our second con, and very similar to Summit County, cost of living, but the caveat that Winter Park is also the most affordable ski town. So I guess talk about like the relative high cost of living, but also that it is the most affordable.
Yeah, so like any ski town, your cost of living is going to be higher than what you would expect in the city. But it comes with peace of mind, safety in the community, and also, we are the last affordable ski town, like you mentioned, in Colorado. Our median sales price last year in 2024 was under $1 million. So huge difference when you look at, some of these other ski towns. And I think it's just going to continue to trend up with the gondola that we'll have coming into the town from the resort. And, as things continue to grow out here, that price will be going up. So we are the last affordable ski town for now.
Yeah. Do you know what the median sale price offhand is like right around this time?
Right now? Yeah. So I looked at the MLS recently. For the whole county, it was $700,000.
Wow.
For this last month.
Oh my gosh. So, yeah. I mean,
huge difference.
Yeah. Comparing it to Summit County where I think it was 1.2 million as of this morning or just under 1.2 million. Yeah. For average median sold price. I mean, you're getting a huge discount.
Oh yeah.
And with the community feel, proximity to Denver, the lifestyle, very similar to Summit County, seems like it's a great value play.
Today's the time to get in before everybody discovers our town. I think it's a little bit undiscovered out here.
Okay, so I guess talk a little bit more about the cost of living, just like on a day-to-day aspect, like I guess going to the grocery store or daycare for your children if you have daycare. Like, what does that look like for you?
Yeah, so the grocery store I think is the biggest place where you see the difference in cost compared to like the city. One thing that me and a lot of my clients do is take a monthly run to Costco in Denver, just an hour and a half to Denver, stock up for the month, and then you're spending less at the grocery store here, just getting your, ends and odds for dinner. But hopefully in the future we'll have a Costco out here. You do give up some of the luxuries that you have in Denver, your Costco and your Walmart and stuff like that. But you're supporting local businesses too at the same time. So you still have options out here. They're just not the typical corporate brand names that you know and love from the city.
Yeah, which to me, yeah, great, support local businesses. And like, if you want all that stuff, go down to the city, which
Exactly. You're not too far away.
exactly. Okay, so let's talk about our final pro here. Winter Park, being a Colorado mountain town, the recreation, I assume, is very similar to Summit County. So I guess explain to our audience what the recreation is like here in Winter Park.
Yeah, so we have year-round recreation in Winter Park. We've got biking in the summer, hiking, riding in the lakes or swimming in the lakes, paddle boarding, and then we've got our winter sports. And we've got the things that are in between that. So horseback riding, hunting. I mean, anything you want to do, you can do it. And then we're also only 45 minutes from Rocky Mountain National Park. So especially in the summer, we get a lot of people that come into the county just to go into Rocky Mountain National Park from the west side. So
What about those who are looking for like a more traditional type of recreation? Like they want to go to a rec center, maybe play pickleball or do some laps or sit in a sauna. Does Winter Park have an option like that?
we do, yeah. So the Fraser Recreation Center is the best place to do that kind of thing.
Okay, and I will say, as a mountain biker myself, Winter Park, Trestle Bike Park, basically the Winter Park Ski Resort turns into a bike park in the summertime, and it is one of the best bike parks in the world. I think it's compared very commonly to the one in Canada that I'm drunk.
Whistler?
Whistler, thank you. Yes. So if you're a huge mountain biker, definitely a great spot to do it. And I imagine a lot of these recreational activities are great for kids also, so the people who are bringing their families.
Absolutely. Ski lessons, mountain biking lessons. I mean, pretty much everything. That's how we entertain the kids on Fridays and on the weekends.
Okay, very cool. So last con we'll talk about, similarly to Summit County, again, is the employment situation here in the mountains. So speak a little bit about that.
Yeah, so employment can be limited. You know, we have our construction industry, real estate, hospitality, but you're not really going to see a lot of corporate type jobs here unless they're remote. So if you're looking for a specific industry, you might not find that here. You're limited to the options that we have.
Yeah, but I think, to spin that into kind of a pro is that if you are working corporate and you want to work remotely, you don't have to come in the office every day. You can live up here, even if it's just a couple of days a week, because if you do have to go down to the office, it's only an hour and a half drive to get down.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I have plenty of clients that work remotely. They split their time between the city and the mountains, and so they come out here when they don't need to be in office, and they're able to...
Can you speak to their experience at all? Like, have they told you about what it's been like to actually do that?
Yeah, they love it. I mean, it's a disconnect from the big city, from the hustle and bustle, a place where they can still work, but then they can play after work or before work. They enjoy being able to do both when they're here.
Definitely. And I feel like the project that we're sitting in right now is kind of perfect. So before we send everybody off, can you talk a little bit about the flats that we're in right now?
Yeah, so we're sitting in our model unit for phase 2 of Sunnyside Flats, which is located in Fraser, Colorado. And we are really excited to launch this product. We've got 2 bedrooms and 3 bedroom units available, all with attached heated garages, which is very nice in the winter. No need to get the snow off your car in the mornings. And
Definitely.
all of them are hot tub ready. So we've got, hot tub ready decks. And these units are doing exceptionally well on Airbnb. So we are outperforming pretty much everything around us, making between $50,000 and $70,000 a year on Airbnb.
Wow. And so I guess that's another great pro to talk about that you bring up a lot at our office meetings is that Winter Park is pretty lax on the short-term rental rules. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, Winter Park is very lax on the short-term rental restrictions and rules, especially compared to Summit County, where I know you've experienced some of the restrictions in different parts of the county. But overall, here, we really rely on short-term rentals with the lack of hotels that we have. And so overall, the county and the town of Winter Park and Fraser are very short-term rental friendly.
Okay. And do you think anything's coming in the pipeline where they might start restricting that stuff, or are they pretty much set in that this is a resort community, we're going to continue those to allow short-term rentals?
Yeah, there have not been any talks of restricting short-term rentals, so I don't foresee that happening. Of course, I don't have a crystal ball, so hard to say, right? One thing about Sunnyside Flats that's great is we are in unincorporated Grand County, so let's say the town of Fraser put restrictions in at some time in the future, we would be isolated from that. being in unincorporated Grand County. So just something to think about when you're looking at places and ensuring that they're short-term friendly if that's something that you want to do. But overall, I'd say the county is very friendly.
And are you guys offering a builder's warranty on this?
We are, yes, 1-year builder warranty.
Nice. Cool. Well, there you guys have it. Hopefully you were able to get some value from my colleague Naz about what it's like to live in Winter Park and the pros and cons of being here. I will plug all of her information into the description so you can reach out to her directly, or you can call me, text me, email me, and I will connect you with her. But there are still some great investment opportunities in Winter Park. And again, it is like the most affordable or the last affordable ski town in Colorado. So thank you again, Naz, for joining me, and see you guys next week.